Yes, welcome everybody to another great episode of the Alford Sports Talk Show. I'm Alan, and I'm joined with an outstanding guest, joined with the founder and CEO of Stairway for Heroes, Mr. Melvin Azofeifa. Gotta make sure I
That's
say that
right,
right.
Alan. My man,
There you
that's it.
go.
That's it. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it too. And we'll start right there. Talk about your vision to start this wonderful company.
Well, I am a Navy veteran. 14 and a half years I spent in the military. And like everyone else, we have our story of where our career took us and what our career did. I joined the Navy when I was 30 years old. So I had a little bit of a different mindset going in, being a little bit older. But to make a long story short, my wife and I decided that right at the peak of COVID, we had some things happening with the family, and we decided that it was best for me to like we like to say in the Navy, pull chocks and call it a career. God had other plans for us, and unfortunately, during that time processing administration. I'm an administrator by trade in the Navy, so administratively things were a little bit slower during COVID. Anytime that it came to these kind of separations and departures from service, and I didn't do well with the waiting. I'm a planner, and with that, I can proudly say I'm on the right side of the percentages, but it wasn't without having negative thoughts and uh, you know thinking negative things. And through the game of golf, I found an outlet. I found a new community. I had never golfed before, and I know that veterans all kind of go through the same thing differently and different things the same way. So I also know that probably the single largest thing that anybody will tell you who's been in the military is they miss the people. They don't miss the daily. They just miss the people. So with Stairway for Heroes, we use golf as a conduit to help fight the fight against the invisible, which is your PTSD, your mental health, but also the camaraderie aspect, the networking aspect, and the community aspect.
Yeah, I mean that's a wonderful idea. And so if somebody, let's say they just got out of service, they don't know how to play golf and they want to network, they would just reach out to you and you would kind of connect them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have two programs right now at Stairway for Heroes. We have our veteran golf program, which is exactly what you're talking about. Is that veteran who has not played golf before, who doesn't have the right equipment? We provide them the bag, a full bag. Well, balls and tees and gloves and all the clubs that you need, right? Whether pre-loved or new. And then we also provide them with um, lessons by a golf pro. Right now, we have budget anywhere between 5 to 6, depending on the deals that I can find for the lessons. And then we give them opportunities to play throughout the year at mainly at scrambles. So it gives me, as the CEO and founder of Stairway for Heroes, an opportunity to give back to other missions, while at the same time giving back to the same people that we're helping by allowing them the opportunity to go out and play in a scramble and meet people, and then the networking aspect comes out from that particular event, and it's all free to the service member.
Wow, that's outstanding because clubs are not cheap. They're
Yes.
and then to help a vast array of people, that's
Mhm.
outstanding.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We've started also what we call Friends of Stairway, and what I found, and I will honestly say our program hasn't grown with the number of people that I would like to. I wanted to do three a quarter. We haven't gotten to that number yet, but as long as I'm getting the word out there, and getting in front of people, and having the opportunity to talk to great people like yourself, I know that it's gonna come along with those that have not golfed. But we created Friends of Stairway for those that do golf, both veterans and civilians. For the veterans who want to take part in the Friends of Stairway, they all already have clubs, but we will still offer them the lessons and still offer them the opportunities to play. as well as our supporters. We want them to go out, and when we put a team of veterans, or a team from Stairway for Heroes, people will know that it can be a veteran, it can be a sponsor, it can be a supporter. It's just someone that that wanted to get out, and you never know where a conversation is going to take you. So, for us, those two programs right now is what we're working with, and we are working on a different program for children here in Hillsborough County. That'll be coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We're trying to formalize that, but right now it's veterans getting out and golfing, and that's either on a golf course, simulators, and getting people out of their norm and out and meeting new people. I've met people that if I hadn't said, "Hey, do you golf?" and they said, "Yes, do you?" and I say, "Well, I try," you know, I wouldn't have been able to have the conversations that I had with people. After 2 to 4 hours, you either like the person, you're going to come back and play with them. You like the person, you'll never golf with them again. Or the negative side where you don't like the person, you definitely don't want to see that person again. We haven't had that one happen often, but that is the possibilities of what can occur.
And how was the play? Is it super competitive? Is it relaxed, or is it depends on who you play with?
It has to be relaxed. I mean, I probably, to be honest with you, I've been playing for about a year and a half now, and I played in what I like to say my best round of golf probably twice, where I've been consistent in hitting the ball. Most of the other time, I'm either cursing at the ball, or I'm cursing at myself because I'm going too fast. Like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but no, it's. I like to keep it light. Of course, it is a competitive game, but we play with people from all over the spectrum. Where there's some really good golfers and some that are not yet there, like myself. So we don't want to stray away or keep people away from us, because of that. We like to get out. My main concern is to get out, to have a good time, to have conversations, and to practice a game that I feel is probably one of the hardest games that I've ever played.
It is. Golf is I play golf, and it's a tough sport. It's one of those
Yeah.
things that depends who you're playing with. Someone could be super
Mhm.
competitive, someone could be more relaxed. So like you said, you
Yeah.
get a little bit of everything.
Right. I want people, I mean, are there people who are competitive? Yes. I mean, listen, it woke up my competitive edge. I graduated from Gaither High School right here in Tampa back in 1997. And when that occurred, I went to the University of South Florida. I was a basketball player, not a Division I basketball player, only 5'11", but and that aspect of the competitiveness, little by little, kind of just was being dormant. So yes, I'm now a very competitive person. I think I'm supposed to be better. That's why I curse at myself and curse at my swing and what I'm doing wrong. But the most important part, like I said, is just building that community, of that camaraderie, of people that you want to get out and have conversations with. To me, that's the most important part. Maybe in a couple of years, when I start playing a little bit better, it might be a little bit different. But for right now, I say keep it light. Have a good time. Be out here for what's important, and that's really just getting out of the house, being in the sun, having conversations, joking, especially if I'm playing with an Army guy. It's always, Army Navy. So that doesn't change, being post service, but keeping it light and having a good time is what's important to us.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And we have a lot in common. You
Hmm.
mentioned USF. I'm a USF
Yeah.
grad as well.
All
Go
right. Here we
Bulls.
go. We're gonna talk about Go Bulls. Yes, sir.
And also we share friendship with Linda Hurtado and
Yes.
Jorge Figueroa, his
Hmm.
her husband. Can you talk about them?
Well, Linda and Jorge are amazing people. If for those that have not been blessed with the opportunity to meet them, they're just, amazing people. Their success speaks for themselves, right? And both of the success that Linda has had in her field as as a journalist and broadcaster, and Jorge throughout his career. They've both been extremely successful, but the most important thing is that they're genuine people. And to me, they have helped and they have supported. We did go on with, Linda last week. We also know Arminda, right? Arminda Mata from the Tampa
Correct.
Baseball Museum, which we're doing an event with her on the 28th of July. That I'm sure Jorge and Linda will be there. But to finish with them, it's just they're just great supporters. They're just great people. They want to introduce me to people that I may not know, to grow Stairway for Heroes. And of course Linda being a military child that has a special place in her heart for veterans. And if you look at everything that she does in her show, and everything that Jorge does, they are just really out to help people. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to make it better for everyone around. You don't have to just be a veteran. The lessons are veterans. But Alan, I look forward to having you out with us, so you can enjoy that aspect with us. But yeah, Jorge and Linda are just so great people. And we're just my wife Elga and I are just really truly blessed to have them as friends.
Yes, me too. And Arminda and the whole Tampa Baseball Museum. I'll be there at the 28th. I'll be there
I look
covering that
forward
event
to.
as well too. So
Yes.
we'll see each other. And Linda, she was at the last event at the Tampa Baseball Museum as
Hmm.
well. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. And it's really, really noble what you're doing. Talk about the
Thank
fact
you.
that you're welcome, that you joined the Navy at 30 years young, I would say. Most
Yeah.
people don't. So talk about that journey.
Well, it was, it was an accident really more than anything. I was at a recruiting office helping family member look to get into the Air Force. Air Force being a difficult service to get into. They're smaller in capacity, so they can be a little bit more pickier than the other services when it comes to people. And I was in sales, and I could tell that it just wasn't going right. You know what I mean? So I walked outside with my then at that time was 2-year-old daughter. And we played the chasing game around the plaza we were in, and we ran into a Navy recruiter. Never forget it. She was dressed in white at that time. The white uniforms were still the formal uniform. And we just started having a conversation. And at that time, for me, and as it is every day, I was concerned about my family, my children, and that's why I joined. It was an interesting boot camp. Uh, they tried to, let's just say, try to get me to not like it, but it was okay. I had a goal in mind. And everything happens for a reason. I was there at that spot to meet the recruiter. I asked her the questions that I wanted to know, which was the benefits of it. I thought I was too old at that time, back in 2008. I believe the age was 35 back then. I don't know if it's gone down or up since then. Um but I wouldn't trade my career and everything that I did, because everything does happen for a reason. Unfortunately, I did take every possible assignment that I could to advance, and that kept me away from home. And I did not see the damage that it was doing back home. And when I realized, and when I could centrally really focus on what was going on at home, even at that time, at 14 years, I was not ready to leave. But I wouldn't change anything. I've been to a bunch of different countries. I've been on multiple different platforms. I've seen helicopters. I've seen jets. I've seen ships. I've been on sand. Probably just as much as some others. And been to different places. So I wouldn't change it. It was definitely a learning experience. But like veterans, I've struggled, and still struggle today with, the purpose, what does normal look like now, right? I lived on a ship for some time, so Monday through Saturday, everybody's getting woken up at the same time. regardless of whether you're supposed to go to work that day or not, right? On the weekend, especially on a Saturday. So that's been challenging. It's been I tell people, I joke around, it's like that old hair club for men, right? I'm not only a client, but I'm also the president.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Stairway for Heroes, right? I'm not only, the CEO of the company. I'm also benefiting from the same conversations that the veterans that are coming to us. I benefit from that as well. And that's why I always say you never know where a conversation will take you. But it definitely was interesting because being admin, people would come in to check in at commands and you would ask them, oh, date of birth. Oh, I was born in 1996. Oh boy, okay. I graduated high school in 97. I was born in 1997. Then it started to get 98, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my goodness, it made me realize that, the important part is the people. And it's the same thing that it is today. It was just, managing people, managing their desires, their goals. And one of the things that I always told my sailors was, hey, the Navy may not be for everybody, and I'm not here to sell you on the Navy. Just be better than you were before you came in, but you know what that definition was. So you know what I mean. I've realized that ever since then, I've been helping people to, whether it's stay Navy or continue their career, or to focus on what's going to be better for them after service, because unfortunately, when it's time to go, you get that paper. You might get a ceremony. Some people opt out of the ceremony if you get to retire. Some people don't. But you do go through the ceremony and they ring you off and they say that you're coming ashore. That's exactly what it means. You're ashore and you are out of the norm, the wake up calls, the having to do updates, and the this and the that. And now everything is up to you. And with Stairway for Heroes, we give people an out and a place where they can feel comfortable. Our play is all over the spectrum. We have some really solid players, some really good players, and then we have some like myself that are not quite there. But again, the main objective is really to get out and to have a good time.
Yeah, get out, socialize, iron
Hmm.
sharpens iron. So
That's
that's
right.
also
That's
awesome.
right. That is
And
right.
and I'm looking forward to the 28th. Let me post it up right here for people so they can
Yes.
see it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Tampa Museum, Monday, July 28th from 5 to 8. One brick at a time. That's right. And then you have another event prior to this. Tell them about that.
Yeah, we have an event on the 14th. It's our first what we are calling Drives and Dialogue, and we are doing it at X Golf Tampa in Trinity. And it's actually our first event. This is our second year of existence. We did a golf tournament last year, a clay shoot last year. We've done a couple happy we did a happy hour event this year. We did our golf tournament, and then we'll have our clay shoot coming up in October, which our clay shoot and the golf tournament are the biggest fundraiser. These are like the drives and dialogue, are just to get people out and converse. But the 28th, I'm just so excited because the 28th is such an example of what networking and relationships are all about. I met Arminda,
Yeah.
and since you know Jorge, I can tell you this story. When the West Tampa Chamber of Commerce did their cornhole tournament, I saw my buddy Jorge post that, "Hey, we're back at it again this year." Kudacom, his company, and I think they won it the year before. And I said, you know what? Let's see if we could do something about that. And we put in two teams into the cornhole tournament, myself, my son-in-law, and my board president Mills, and one of our sponsors from GeoPoint. He played with us, and I'll go ahead and put it out there. We beat Jorge's team, and we eliminated them. We didn't win. There were some serious players out there, but the basis of what occurred that day is when we met Arminda. She had the mobile museum set up, and my wife talked to her and she says, "Honey, you need to go talk to her." I went and talked to her and just fell in love with what that museum is all about. That is Tampa at its best, in the historic. you know, area of Ybor City. You know what I mean? And they'll tell you, I mean, gosh, I think she told me the numbers like 95 or 97 Tampa born people who have played in the major leagues, which is the key. But I just, think that, I mean, I think the world of Arminda and her team. You know what I mean? I had an event last Friday, that's why I was not there. But I love everything that they do, and there's so much history there. I mean, the house was built in 1905, right? How many people can say that, that they were, around in 1905 when that house was built? But there's so much history there, so much baseball history in Tampa. And they are a nonprofit just like we are, and we are going to give them the what we raise at the door of people coming in is basically a donation. At the end of the night, we're going to turn around and make the donation to the baseball museum, because I know how hard it is, as a nonprofit, to raise money, to work with the money that you have. And I just know, if I could just help in having the next 2 or 3 events that she throws, and she doesn't, they don't have to consume any funds or anything like that, simply because of what we're able to raise, then we've done something right. But that's what it's for. Yes, it is. The relationship was built at the West Tampa Chamber cornhole tournament. We invited her to our golf tournament. And then from there, she gave me a swag bag for our closest to the pin, which was amazing. And then now we have these bricks with our winners that they will forever. And I will say, because they want to hear it, they won the first year and they won the second year. So the same team won 2 years running. People are going to see this and say they cheated. Hey, listen, all I know is Plantation Palms helped me with the scoring, and they wanted a second year. But the main objective is to give their families also an opportunity to, some of these guys do have small children. One of them is one of my board members who is a Navy veteran. The other one, I went to high school with, so I've known forever, and I know his kids are baseball fans. So, that part of it is really, really cool for them. But it's also really, an exciting time for Stairway for Heroes, because we will also have a brick there next to them, to commemorate the first 2 years of our golf tournament. And at the end of the day, we're gonna have food by celebrity chef Jonathan Rodriguez. We're gonna have drinks. We're gonna have some raffle prizes. One of our sponsors, the Baldwin Group, gave us tickets 2 tickets to Rays game. We're almost towards the end of the year, so you can at least go and check that out. And we have some stuff from the Baseball Hall of Fame. One of my um, board members was there, and he's like, "Hey, do you want me to grab something?" Yeah, man, grab it. We'll raffle it off. But the main objective is to try to get. You saw how big it is, so to try to get as many people as we can based on the size, but to be able to provide a nice donation to the museum. And your entry fee gets you drinks, get you food, and get you a raffle ticket to win all this. So I don't think that there are many places in Tampa that for $20 plus fees that you can get in and see this type of history, but also give back to an amazing museum, and to see, like, yeah, you said, one brick at a time. We're building this thing, one person at a time, one brick at a time. And with God's blessings, I know that He's blessed us so far, and that's why we are where we're at. But with him, the options are endless, and our objective is just to try to help as many people as we can, and have a good time doing
Oh yes, absolutely. You can't get a better ticket than that, and get to meet, like you
it.
said, great people in the Tampa
Yes.
area. This is
Hmm.
awesome. And how
Yes,
can
definitely.
people meet with you, and how can people reach out to you?
Well, with my last name, right? I'm an easy person to find, but I always tell people my personal email at Stairway for Heroes is just my first name, Melvin at stairwayforheroes.com. If they go to our website, stairwayforheroes.com, And there's a button there where you can contact. It's going to come to me. I will reach back out to you, or definitely on any of the social media platforms, LinkedIn, um, Instagram, and Facebook. We're on all of those, and we're even trying to build our YouTube channel, showing off the videos that we have so far, the things that we've done. So any of those platforms we can be found. But yeah, definitely, please reach out if you know of a veteran that may need support. Please reach out. And we're here to support. If you are a organizer of a scramble and you're seeing this, please let me know. We'd love to put teams in scrambles, because like I said earlier, it gives us the benefit of giving back to whatever their mission is, but also to our golfers, to give them the opportunity to get out. And as a scramble, you may not use my shot. It's all good. I get to swing the club. If you use it, great. If you don't, then I'll just go up to the next ball and swing the club again, and hopefully you can use it. So, um, that's a great place for people to start.
Yes, that's wonderful. All are welcome to, veterans, and
Yes.
if you're not, you're gonna be right at home.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Yes, sir.
Never know where a conversation will take you is what I will always tell. And you don't know what you don't know. So if someone knows something that you don't know, you know what I mean? That the more the better.
That's right. So we definitely
Hmm.
appreciate you, Melvin, and great initiative, great success with Stairways for Heroes. I'm
Thank you
really
so much,
honored
Alan.
to have you join the show, and definitely will spread the word. And I look forward to seeing you on the 28th too.
Yes, no, no, no. I definitely look forward to it, and we'll have to do a simulated cast or something from the golf course the next time that we get out, and we get you out there with us, and get you introduced to some of our veterans. We got some great guys and gals, and like anything is just being around people, and like I said, having a good time.
Yes, I would love to. That'd be awesome.
Mhm.
I love meeting people, and thank you so much. We really appreciate you, and I'll make sure I spread the word as much as I can.
Thank you so much, Alan. I really appreciate you having me on. The 14th is in Trinity, the 28th is in Ybor, and then in October we'll have a clay shoot. So we're trying to give everybody an opportunity, even if it's not just golf, right? If they don't golf, to get out with us, and we'll be doing more events that'll give the opportunity to people as well.
Wow, that's outstanding. Yeah, stay connected, folks, and I'm gonna make sure I do that too. Spread the word as much as possible.
Thank you so much, Alan. I really appreciate you,
I
and thanks
appreciate.
for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.